Growing up in Cali, yeah, you know I love the weather. Limelight hit 'em and you know I handle pressure. I do what I want, so I'm never saying never. I get what I want, so they call me go-getter. Yeah, I know he does it good, but you know I do it better. So misunderstood, if she wanted then I let her. Everybody knows if I want her then I get her. She gave me that look, yeah, she knows she thinks I'm clever. I don't think I do it good, no, I think I do it great. They would do it if they could, they can't do it so they hate. Everybody wanna look, but nobody wanna play. Stealing eyes like a crook while I put it on display. I don't do it by the book, no, I do my own thing. That's why every single hook got them singing like me. And I ain't in any rush, cause I'm finally getting paid. Don't believe in any luck, I believe I'm self-made, yeah. Don't believe in any luck, I believe I'm self-made, yeah. Let's go. Catch me at the top, sipping shots of Patron. I will never stop till the road is my home. I'm about to pop, everybody's gonna know. When the beat drops, they be yelling B-ho. Girls in crop tops, drop tops at our shows. Mini skirts rock, got us all like whoa. All the pretty ladies lined up front row. Driving me crazy, I just wanna take them home. Got it on lock, yeah, you could call me pro. Parties on the blocks, make sure the girls know. Now it's getting hot up in here, oh no. Think Nelly had it right, better take off all your clothes. Future's looking bright, now I'm finally in the zone. 3 years of my life, I committed to the growth. Soldier boy, tell 'em #1 ringtone. I'm the reason people texting, cause they blowing up your phone. I don't think I do it good, no, I think I do it great. They would do it if they could, they can't do it so they hate. Everybody wanna look, but nobody wanna play. Stealing eyes like a crook while I put it on display. I don't do it by the book, no, I do my own thing. That's why every single hook got them singing like me. And I ain't in any rush, cause I'm finally getting paid. Don't believe in any luck, I believe I'm self-made, yeah. Don't believe in any luck, I believe I'm self-made, yeah. Growing up in Cali, yeah, you know I love the weather. Limelight hit 'em and you know I handle pressure. I do what I want, so I'm never saying never. I get what I want, so they call me go-getter. Yeah, I know he does it good, but you know I do it better. So misunderstood, if she wanted then I let her. Everybody knows if I want her then I get her. She gave me that look, yeah, she knows she thinks I'm clever. I don't think I do it good, no, I think I do it great. They would do it if they could, they can't do it so they hate. Everybody wanna look, but nobody wanna play. Stealing eyes like a crook while I put it on display. I don't do it by the book, no, I do my own thing. That's why every single hook got them singing like me. And I ain't in any rush, cause I'm finally getting paid. Don't believe in any luck, I believe I'm self-made, yeah. Don't believe in any luck, I believe I'm self-made, yeah. Yeah, let's go. Catch me at the top, sipping shots of Patron. I will never stop till the world is my home. I'm about to pop, everybody's gonna know. When the beat drops, they be yelling B-ho. Girls in crop tops, drop tops at our shows. Mini skirts rock, got us all like whoa. All the pretty ladies lined up front row. Driving me crazy, I just wanna take them home. Got it on lock, yeah, you could call me pro. Parties on the blocks, make sure the girls know. Now it's getting hot up in here, oh no. Think Nelly had it right, better take off all your clothes. Future's looking bright, now I'm finally in the zone. 3 years of my life, I committed to the growth. Soldier boy, tell them #1 ringtone. I'm the reason people texting, cause they're blowing up your phone. I don't think I do it good, no, I think I do it great. They would do it if they could, they can't do it so they hate. Everybody wanna look, but nobody wanna play. Stealing eyes like a crook while I put it on display. I don't do it by the book, no, I do my own thing. That's why every single hook got them singing like me. And I ain't in any rush, cause I'm finally getting paid. Don't believe in any luck, I believe I'm self-made, yeah. Don't believe in any luck, I believe I'm self-made, yeah.
There we go. Okay. Yeah, so I'm gonna, that was the other thing I wanted to do. I want to play some 40 megahertz sounds. I just have this going in the background. This isn't part of my actual curriculum. Just something if somebody has any questions or something, I'll try and keep an eye on chat. All right, what was I doing? Oh yeah, 40 megahertz sound. I want to find a 40 megahertz sound that I can play. Was 40 megahertz is the supposed to be a good focus, concentration, sound play in the background. Try that. I'm gonna have to mute it for a second while it goes into a damn commercial. I'm sure. Skip the commercial. Yep. There we go. Right. So I'm going to focus on trying to get working on getting my curriculum all set up for school. Try and pay attention to any chats that come up. Please forgive me if I miss them. I am somewhat focused on what it is that I'm doing with this Okay. Hmm. Probably only do this for about an hour. I'll set a timer. Go off when I'm done. Got to teach networking. That's what I'm teaching. All right. Let's see. We're going to focus on my undergraduate class first because I teach an undergraduate class and a graduate class. Figure this out. That. Roll it out. It's an intro. All right, so day one. is happening. A bunch of people like walking around outside in front of my house. Oh wait, oh Jesus! The cushion fell off my seat. Oof. Right. There we go. All right. Turning up the volume of the music there. All right, not doing that. All right, so first day of slides. First day slide is good, I think, so far. Let's see. How am I going to go through the grades with the students? All right, so that may change. That's the problem. That's the problem. I got to figure out how I'm going to grade my students this year. I didn't used to give them quizzes, but now I gotta give them quizzes. It used to be just homework and labs. Labs are more practical, right? The homework can sometimes be a little, I mean, it's very simplistic and straightforward. It's simplistic. But I need to now add homeworks and labs. Participation is the 10%. Let's say if homework and labs end up being, I don't know, maybe I make it 50%. Homework quizzes. Circles are gonna be probably gonna have to make them quizzes. 40%. It's quite a bit. Quite a bit. I'm trying to think of how many quizzes per year I should give the students. I really want to. I guess I got to consider, what do I want to test them on? There's a few things I need to test them on. I need to test them on some sort of, that's part of what it is that I teach. I teach computer networking. So I don't actually specifically teach those slides up here because, I mean, I teach the concepts and I can actually do have slides that get deeper into what ping really is. But I need to figure out, what am I gonna give students? What am I gonna quiz them on? Like, to make sure I convey that to them. I don't like the idea of midterms and final exams because I think they're stupid. I think it's a dumb idea. Especially for what I'm doing, actually, because there's so much content that gets thrust at them that I think it's much better to incrementally quiz them. The problem is, though, what I'm teaching is going to be a 3-hour course. I mean, it's actually 4 3-hour courses a week, but 14 days of this 3-hour course. So I have to make sure that what I teach, I I teach let's say I'm going to do like teach 2 days worth of stuff and then give them 2 days worth of homework and then boom, quiz them. You know what I mean? It's like this tough thing. It's kind of a tough thing. So let me think. Let me meditate on this for a moment. Let me think about this. Quiz this. What do I want to quiz them on? Right? Is a quiz on I have to quiz on things like binary, hexadecimal, and decimal conversion. Right? That's something I want to quiz on. Make sure they understand that. Part of that, what people don't necessarily get, is there is like a level of mathematics to networking, and even when you get to things like IP addressing, subnetting, things of that nature, and that is mostly based on binary mathematical concepts. Now, some computer stuff is based on hexadecimal as well, so things like MAC addresses. And those are important in networking as well. So you kind of need to understand, how do I determine if one MAC address is bigger than another? With some hexadecimal numbers, which is a fairly easy concept to understand once you learn it. So I'm going to test on those conversions. Shortly after that, once I teach them kind of that stuff, and then get into things like file transfer speeds, right? So I should really test them on file transfers speeds. At some point, I definitely have to. I think maybe even OSI models, something I need to teach, test them out as well, to make sure they understand that. Understand, the proper layers, determine how to outline the layers and say what they are. So after I kind of get through with that, let's see what did I teach. How did I do this last year? Let's see, base conversions, internet networks, file transfer speed, then talk about the physical layer, data link layers. And then it starts getting interesting, because now suddenly I can start testing them also with a practical lab, saying, hey, you gotta set this up, do this thing. So at some point, I definitely want to test them on VLAN configuration in a lab. That'll be a good one. There's something that I need to be able to test. Proper VLAN, a spanning tree. Relation, understanding. VLAN configuration. Then once I get into that type of stuff, so now that some of that stuff's those are things that are going to be extremely practical. System kind of can be a little more practical. Let's see. I can do some of these things I can do in white space, right? Some of them I can do in some of them I could do as a configuration as a lab and have them dump the config files. So that's going to be like, that's where I get practical application using tools like packet tracer. Let's see. So then I can do things like, you know, with VLANs, there's usually there's going to have to be then subnetting becomes a thing. Hey, Phil, and Nevo. I've been teaching for since 2016. But not very long. I mean, well, I say not very long. All right, well, what is that freaking? That's 9 years. I guess it's next year. Next year, we're going to have been done doing it for 10 years. Although I guess it is quite a while. And yeah, just every year I just go through all this. It's funny because I really take it very seriously, and I do it part-time. Yes, it is showing, I agree. 100%. 100%. That's a good way to put it. My old is showing. Definitely is. Definitely. I have an actual full-time gig. This is just kind of something that I do part-time. And so I wasn't necessarily trained in teaching, albeit my career has always involved teaching, because I've always done computer networking is what I've done, and I've had to teach people how to do different things, lower level network people or whatever. So I just teach part-time, but I really do kind of enjoy it. Started enjoying it. It can get tough. Can be a struggle at times. Yeah, it's crazy though. I think there are a lot, believe it or not. I get the impression there are that don't take it as seriously as I take it. I get the impression that a lot of people just pass people because they don't want the hassle. That's seriously kind of what I try and stay out of all that. Like, I try not to get involved in all the teaching politics, because like I said, I do it part-time, but it's I just get this terrible impression that a lot of people sometimes just kind of go through the motions and they don't want the hassle, so they just, don't really necessarily put their heart into it, or they get jaded, right? Because I think teachers get jaded too, and jaded and frustrated because students are literally like they're on there. This is class. Yeah, even though you told them don't get on your phones, you should pay attention. This is them. Everybody's on their phones. Craziest stuff. Like you're just like, dude, you're not even paying attention. And what I'm teaching is fairly complicated, and you need to listen. So that can be frustrating. That can be frustrating. Let's see, we got networking, blah, 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 and then static routing and dynamic routing. Keywords you can change. Yeah. Oh my gosh, yes. 100%. Yep. Yeah. AI is a big thing, man. It's definitely, I see a lot of students using AI more. I mean, I see them using it. I went through there was a period of time where students would get their homework and they would do, there would some who would do, there was like a natural curve, let me put it that way, right? It would be a natural, like, progression. Some people were good at it, some people were okay at it, some people were terrible at it. Now, more and more, a lot of the homeworks, just everybody just crushes the homeworks because all they have to do is copy and paste it into AI and they get the answer, right? So what happens with that is I have to make things that are more practical, like labs, that they can't do with AI. And which makes my job more difficult also, right? Because it makes it more difficult to grade and all these things. It makes it definitely, in order to combat the idea of using AI, it makes my job more difficult. Now, I understand that ultimately the goal would be to get the students to understand, don't use AI. Don't use AI to try and do this. Can you? Sure, it'll work. In some cases, because I found places where AI did mathematics incorrectly. And my students would be doing something wrong, and I'd be like, I don't know how you keep getting this answer. Can you send me the work? And they sent me the work, which was clearly out of some sort of AI portal that they were in of some sort. And I told them the math is wrong. So if you don't understand how to do the math, you're not even going to know that AI gave you the wrong answer, right? So if you don't understand the concepts and the ideas, you aren't even going to know enough necessarily to understand when AI is telling you the wrong thing. You're better off understanding it so that you can figure that out so that you could use AI more efficiently when you get out in the real world. And that's one of the challenges I think in general that students are up against. They have to have the discipline and the wherewithal to not take the easy way out. But yeah, 1,000%. In fact, my intent is to talk about that. In my first day, my first class, I'm going to show them the mathematics that I found in the AI that the student had given me. And that was incorrect. I'm going to explain to them how it was incorrect. And how did I know that? Well, number one, it was literally just a grade determination. They were trying to figure out their grade. And I knew what I thought their grade was, and they were off by a weird amount. And I was like, that's freaking messed up. So I knew something was wrong, so show me your work. And they showed me their work, and the way they were approaching it, the way the AI approached it, was the correct methodology. It just literally did the math wrong, which It's mind blowing that AI would screw up math, but yeah. And it'll get better and better. I mean, I'm not saying that AI is going to always give you the wrong answer. And AI will get better and better, and eventually it'll be way less likely that it'll give you the wrong answer. But if you don't even understand how it figured out the answer, you're never going to know. You're never going to know. And you're going to not even know that it's even possibly wrong. And that's the unfortunate reality that I think people are going to end up facing. That's my thought. Oh, there we go. IPv6. Suppose I could test the students on IPv6 too. So right now what I'm doing is I'm changing the format of my class because of AI. I now have to introduce quizzes. So I didn't like giving quizzes when I first taught, and I didn't like giving midterms and finals because I thought they were stupid. I thought firstly, midterms and finals were really dumb because it was so much material that they had to understand. Like, you know, it was tough on the kids and it was stressful for them. And I get that. So I think quizzes would make a lot more sense. But I said, you know what, I'm not even going to do that. And I opted for more of just the homework and labs. That's it. That's how I'm going to grade the class. But because of AI, I now have to incorporate, I think, quizzes, because then the students are forced to sit in the classroom and forced to show me that they didn't use AI to figure out how to do this, right? And it's unfortunate because it's gonna, you know, it's just unfortunate because otherwise I can't evaluate whether they really learned it or not. And then I have really become jaded at that point because I'm just letting them use AI to do whatever. And I just say, because I could do that, right? You could just say the hell with it. I'm going to keep doing what I'm doing, make my life easier, right? Walked into a lecture unrelated to anything I do just because I'm curious about it. Turned out to be a lecture on science theory, philosophy of science. Yeah. This professor was honestly completely cool with AI. He didn't really care. He designed his course around it. Yeah. Yep. Yeah. Right. Yes, that's what I'm talking about. Jesus. That is like, yeah, exactly. Exactly. I agree 1,000%. I was talking to somebody at some conference thing that I had to go to, and they were a teacher, and they literally told me something similar to what you said, something somewhat similar, where they said, I let my students know right up front that I'm not going to fail them. And I think to myself, well, that's kind of a weird thing to say. Like I think he might have even said everybody's going to get at least a C or something like that. Yes, so little integrity. I agree 1,000%. Oh my gosh, yes. 1,000% I agree. Yep. Yeah, now imagine the people going through that class and getting that handed to them in that way. Sure, yeah, of course, go for it. Go for it, let me know. But I agree 1,000% about that because the problem is that the students are the ones who are going to suffer for that, right? The students will suffer. Oh, you know what's funny? I guessed that's what you were going to say, so I was already turning it down. I cranked it up because I couldn't barely hear it earlier myself. Yeah. Yep. No, thank you so much. I do totally appreciate that. I literally, I was listening to it earlier because every once in a while I'll dump out of my stream, or sometimes I'll listen to it later on, download a video and watch the video later, just so I can get an idea and get those things. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, thank you so much. I appreciate it. I did definitely crank the music early on because I was listening to it. I said, oh yeah, I can barely hear it on the stream, so nobody'd be able to hear it. Yes, yeah, totally. I did. Yep. Yeah, the music is actually yeah, the music is just another, it's just another input into the stream. My voice is a separate one. So yeah. So I can totally like crank it way down like this. So now it's at minus 39 decibels and my voice is at minus 2 decibels. Or I can crank it up to minus 13 decibels for the music versus minus 2 decibels for my voice. So yeah. No, you're not bugging me at all. It's all good. It's all good. I probably wouldn't have streamed it if I hadn't thought to myself that people might hop on and ask questions or have suggestions. Who knows? You know, might be an interesting topic for some people. And I also figured it's time for me just to sit down and stay focused. I mean, you know, again, yeah, I'm getting distracted a little bit, but I don't care, man. It's not a big deal. It's all thoughts and it's all good stuff because it gets my mind going about different things I can do, right? And it's helpful. What do I love about the field? I don't know. I really don't know. I sort of fell into it. So I wasn't somebody who was I wasn't someone who knew what they were ever gonna want to do in life. And I wasn't very focused. And I wasn't very, probably my life wasn't going in a great direction at some point. And but I had some sense in my head that things weren't necessarily going great, and I ended up ultimately taking an internship doing some computer stuff, and I was really naturally good at it. Oh yeah. No, it's definitely not I definitely have some kind of passion for it, for sure. To some extent. But I don't know that I'm somebody who really comprehends the idea of passion for things. I know that sounds weird, but I'm not somebody like, I remember telling someone once, like, I don't know if I really know what joy is. So it's definitely something I'm really good at. Networking and computers in general, I was intuitively always good at it. I just kind of knew what the computer needed, what the network needed, what the problem was. And I have a really strong work ethic. So I do, because I do care about it, right? I care about networking, like I do care about teaching. So I put a lot into it. And if I see a problem, I want to fix it. And it bothers me. Like but again, it's almost like intuitively I know something's wrong. And other people don't necessarily know that something's wrong, or they accept whatever that thing is. But I kind of dig into it more and I find out, no, this is the problem, you know? And I guess on some level I get off on being able to do that, right? Because I am good at it. That it's, it's something that I enjoy being able to solve those problems. No, they didn't have networking back in the day when I was going to school. So I went to school for computer science, which I hated because it was a lot of programming. So they didn't teach networking. Yes, agreed. It's not normal. Yeah, they didn't teach networking when I was in school, so I actually kind of taught myself networking because I learned programming and I hated it, and I programmed for some summer jobs, and then I got an internship and I was doing more PC support, so helping people with their PCs at this place. And then from there I got into a PC server kind of operating system support job. And again, it was more like systems support, like computer system support. And there I did a lot of really cool stuff. And like I said, I realized that I was really good at it. And then I got into another job where they weren't giving me a lot to do. And so I kind of had to find some work. And then yeah, it is a background. I agree. It does give you better potential. I agree 1,000%. Yeah. Yep. It gives me something to work with, a basis, right? So yeah, at least it wasn't like you said. Like it wasn't like I came out of school with a, humanities degree or an English degree or something. Although English would have been good because communication's really important in any job. But yeah. So the networking thing I kind of just fell into because the dude who was doing the networking for the place where I was left, and nobody was doing it. And my boss said, "Oh, I think you'd want to do what so-and-so was doing." I said, "Sure. Yeah, sure, I'll try it." And and I fell into that. And then from that point on, it was like, just networking all the way. No, I get it. I understand what you're saying. I get it. 100%. No, that is what it is. That's some people are some people people need to do those things, right? I mean, people need to do them. I don't want to. That's not something I would want to do. I hate it. I did not like that type of stuff. I mean, history and things like that was kind of interesting, but I didn't want to get too involved in that. But I think even when I was doing computer science at school, I didn't want to I just didn't. I was not enjoying it because I wasn't enjoying programming, so I didn't like it. There was a lot of programming. And I was not digging that. Transport layer. Do I need to quiz the students on transport layer? I suppose I could. That could be something too. Yeah, I'm just sitting here trying to figure out how I'm going to break things out, what quizzes I'm going to give students. How to keep their how to keep their level of excitement for the class up, you know. Ah, there we go. That's something too. Yeah. Oh, you're from Denmark. Oh, nice. Yes. Yes, I can imagine it is. Yep. Yep. No, I mean, good for you. And there's nothing wrong with that. You know? It's awesome. So, nothing wrong with it. Everybody gets there a different way. You know what I mean? Like, I don't think I didn't really figure things out until I was about, and I still don't think I have things figured out. You know what I'm saying? I still don't think I do. And I still have struggles that sometimes make me feel like I'm just a little kid. You know what I mean? Like, just the struggles of discipline and keeping yourself doing the right things and moving forward. And so yeah, it's but it's I didn't figure it out till I was like 28 or so, you know. And even then, like I said, I was just not. I really, even though I figured it out, I didn't figure it out. You know. But it was probably when I was 28 is kind of when I got on the career track of doing computers, because before that I was working in warehouses. Essentially I worked in a warehouse, and they found out that I'd gone to school for computer science, and they moved me out of the warehouse and into their office because they wanted me to do what was effectively data entry. And then eventually, because of my work ethic, I became the boss of their office, and then manager sort of the warehouse. But so I had kind of it wasn't like I got out of university and got working, you know what I'm saying? People have network and cybersecurity. Oh, nice. Yeah. Oh, very cool. Nice. Yeah, actually, cybersecurity is sort of another thing that I do as well. So it's obviously networking has a lot of security components, but I also, now my current job is mainly focused on security and not networking. So that's a good thing to, that's obviously a good thing to get into as well. But that's cool. In Denmark, I feel like, don't you guys have really great networks out there? Ranked third in terms of wired broadband subscriptions. Yeah. Wi-Fi coverage in Denmark is generally excellent, even in rural areas. I feel like I knew that. Yeah, totally. Yeah, no, that's awesome. Cool. I mean, I get, it's not that way here in the United States, but I get it that Denmark's smaller than the United States. So we don't necessarily have good network everywhere. Yeah, exactly. Right. No chance. No. In fact, I just Googled some of that, right? So I just Googled the size of Denmark compared to US. It says US is about 228 times bigger than Denmark. And I'm actually looking at it, and I'm in New York State, and Denmark's smaller than New York State, it would appear. If we could fit you inside of us. It's like it's just about almost the same size, I guess. But yeah, even New York doesn't have necessarily great coverage. But the reality of, like, and I don't know what Denmark is like, obviously, but like the population, the massive amount of population in New York. I'm not in New York City, right? I'm in what's called upstate New York. So in New York City, that's where most of the people are in New York. The rest of New York State, freaking, some of it is mountains and forests. So, it's not, doesn't necessarily have great networks. Farmland. This is a cool little freaking website I found where I can actually move Denmark on the picture of the United States. That's kind of cool, man. Yes, they are. It's terrible. And getting cellular out to some of these locations is really complicated. Just getting cellular there. Yeah, Denmark's about the size of West Virginia, which is a state in the United States. It's almost the size of West Virginia. Yeah, it's gonna be interesting. I think it's gonna affect everything. I think it's gonna impact everything. I mean, they claim, and I don't know. I don't fully know the reality of this, and it's not even AI, I guess, in this case. I mean, AI already really kind of has impacted security, right? Because of the fact that you can do things like deep fakes and you can do all that stuff, right? I mean, there's ways to actually do social engineering that might get better and better and better, and might be able to do quicker and quicker and quicker, right? Because now you got AI on your side. I mean, it's the same thing, like the way AI is going to help people who truly understand how to use it do their jobs better, quicker, right? So I think it is important to understand how to use it, and know that when you use it, you need to use it with one of the goals in mind being to understand how to use it better, right? One of those better parsing through more exhaustively testing all the both. Yep. Yes, I think it's going to help the bad guys get better, and it's going to help the bad guys get better faster, but it's also going to help the good guys get better faster. Yeah, exactly, which is effectively what you're saying. Yes, the spam by AI is wonderful. Like even chatbots, right? Even chatbots for YouTube, Twitch, Kick, all of these things, right? Even those chatbots, I have found there's a lot of AI banging on you, right? There's a lot of, and it's probably, I say it's AI, they're bots of some sort, right? So it's kind of like, and it gets a little weird when you talk about things like the difference between robotic process automation and AI, right? Which are technically two different things. But you can meld the two things together, right? I think AI is going to get better at social engineering people and creating better threat vectors, better threats. But I agree also with what you're saying. I think the quality of networks and the ability to protect your network is going to get better and better as well, because the engineers who are doing the protecting are also using AI, and eventually then the systems are using AI, right? All the systems are using AI, right? So all of your log analyzers and things of that nature are all using artificial intelligence to try and see patterns that you wouldn't see as a human, right? And that's been going on for a long time, though. They just called it machine learning. It's just going to get better. It is getting better. So they're going to be able to see patterns that you don't even recognize as being like, when you're looking through it, because you can't look through it fast enough. You're not going to recognize the pattern that they're going to pull out and say, well, here you go. AI is going to say, this is what somebody's trying to do this right now. And that's going to be pretty awesome from that perspective, I think. And I think it's great. I'm a big champion of AI. I think AI is amazing. I think it's going to do some freaking amazing things. There's going to be challenges. It's going to introduce as well, but not to mention the whole, worry of, robots freaking out, killing humans, or whatever. Old Terminator movies happening. But yeah, one of the interesting things about networking, when I think about networking as a career, also that I do think is that it's going to get so good. They're going to introduce things where you're going to be able to just tell the router or the switch or the firewall what you want it to do, and it'll just do it, right? Yeah. Absolutely. Yep. Agree 100%. Yep. Totally. Yeah, you got to know what you're doing. You got to know the right questions to ask, and you got to know when it's giving you a hallucination. Absolutely agree. The wrong thing. Let's put it there. Yes, 1000%. Yes. Yeah, you got it. Are you gonna come talk to my class for me, Phil? You come talk to these guys for me. Yes, that's it. You don't know when you can't, when you don't even know the right questions to ask, how do you, and you're just throwing things in there, and then you're just not, you could get misled, you're not going to learn it, and then when you really need to know it for some reason, you never know. And the reality of it is, some of the stuff that you learn in school, right? Some of the things that you learn, it's not just about learning 1 + 1 is 2 or 2 + 2 is 4, right? It's just, you're just another boomer. That's right. That's awesome. I understand. I get it. It's not just 2 + 2 is 4, right? It's also all the neural pathways that it's building in your brain, right? It's teaching you how to think logically. It's teaching you how to think in very specific, in ways that kind of, in a way, relate to a computer, such that when you get to the fact that you're actually trying to troubleshoot a computer, you've built some of those neural pathways up and you can use those. In fact, actually, I'm going to write that down. I actually did write some of that down, what it is that I'm saying right now. Because I try and think of how it is that I can explain the value of what they're learning to them when I'm teaching them things like how you convert decimal to binary and things of that nature. Like, what's the value in that when you can just use a calculator, right? What's the value of that when you could just use AI? And to me, some of the value in it is literally the fact that you can, you're building those neural pathways. You're getting into the game, right? You're getting into the heart of what it is that this thing is doing and understanding it, Yeah, I'd already written it down. I'd written this down. It teaches you critical thinking and problem solving, teaches logical reasoning, analytical skills, and the ability to approach problems systematically, skills that are essential in every academic discipline. Math plays a vital role in making informed decisions, right? If you don't understand percentages and like what they really mean based on data that you're seeing, how are you going to even understand and not be fooled, right? How are you not going to be fooled by data if somebody's just throwing numbers at you and you just go, your answer is, I'm not great at math, Well, I get it. Not everybody is, but you got to really got to do it. Yeah, I said when you engage in mathematical thinking, your brain activates multiple regions, including the prefrontal cortex, parietal lobe, and hippocampus, which are responsible for problem solving, reasoning, and memory. Yes, and intuition. Exactly. Love it. Yes, and that's what it is, right? You're building that idea. You're building that concept. I like that. That outlook, that way of looking at it. Encourage creativity, it says. Boost memory and recall, right? Studies suggest that, and I have all these links, studies suggest that practicing math regularly can rewire the brain, improve cognitive flexibility, and problem-solving skills. And I have a bunch of these freaking neurolaunch and does studying math change your brain and all these links that I put down there to try and show them, hey, this is why you do some of these things. This is why you learn some of these things. You may think to yourself, I should just, I can just use a calculator. Why do I need to do that? I actually had a guy, he taught with me. It was somebody who I actually had a lot of respect for on a professional level. And they needed an extra teacher, and he was teaching the same class. And I remember when he was teaching the class, this is back when I was still giving midterms and final exams, he let the students use the internet. He said, you can use the internet to, find your answers for these questions. And I was like, how is that helping them learn? It was kind of the same thought you had. And this was good 6 years ago or something like that. It was a good, it reminded me of exactly what you just said, where, you went into that class and he just said, I'm going to give everybody an A, or, you can use AI or whatever. I mean, it's just, you're not learning anything. You're not at that point, right? You're learning how to type crap into AI. You're learning how to use the internet. And I should have told the guy, stop calling the class Introduction to Networking, call it Introduction to how you can Google search, Oh my God, yes. That's a great point too. It's a great point. That was a great point. I'm going to jot that one down too, if you don't mind. Spam AI with questions and just be fast. Yep. Exactly. Right? And it's in a safe atmosphere, because once you get out into the job world, it's much more difficult, because if all you know how to do is spam AI with questions and be fast, then what skills are you really bringing to the job? Because again, you may not even understand the questions to ask AI. You might get lucky. I don't know. And eventually AI is going to be so good that maybe it isn't going to matter, and you can ask any sorts of dumb questions and it'll just figure out what you really mean. It's going to have like a human interpreter in there so that it can understand the stupid questions people ask them. Yes, exactly. Yep. Yep. That's right. I agree. And that's what I'm afraid of, is what's going to happen. And we're just building all these students who aren't thinking about it the same way you're thinking about it. They're going to they're just not going to end it. It's just not going to be a good situation. Oh yeah, I bet. Yep. Yep. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, you're probably right. You're probably right. I get it. No, I don't really go on Reddit very much. But I get it. I believe it. Yeah. I believe it. It's gotta be tough. It's, you know, I'm getting towards really sort of the end of my career, where I'm looking forward to just getting the hell out and not having to work anymore. Whereas a lot of these students are getting into it, and AI is rearing its ugly head, right? So AI's coming in and they're laying off people from places just so they can, you know, replace it, because they know they can do more with the AI doing some of the coding in particular, like you're saying, right? So the coding stuff is going to be, that's going to be tough. It's going to get so weird. And I can't even imagine, like, the entertainment industry is screwed. I mean, they are screwed. I don't know. I mean, I go on X quite a bit and look at some of these videos, and I've been going down this rabbit hole of watching these videos that some people make, and they're just AI videos. And they're just astounding, and they're funny. And so if you have AI tools at your disposal and you have any level of creativity in you, and maybe you don't even need a lot of creativity, you could literally start to self-publish your own entertainment, you know, your own shows. I mean, there goes the whole entertainment industry, man. Coding is the still outside right? Yes, I agree. Yes, 100%. Yeah, yeah. No, and I agree. I agree 1,000% with that. Phil, you're right. Yep. Definitely. Yeah, definitely. I think it does, and it does create, if you pay attention to it and you approach it the correct way, it does create that, you know, the critical thinking and the logical reasoning and analytical mindset where you can problem solve. And, you know, there's definitely more to it. And it would, if you approach it the right way, I think it could turn you into the type of person who would start to understand the right questions to ask AI and how to use AI, rather than just use it as a methodology to get a 100 on a homework. You know, you're using it to learn, right? Because some people are just using it just to get that 100 on the homework, and then they don't learn what it is that they just typed in. They're just blasted through it. So yeah, it's gonna be wild. We're in for a interesting ride. Fascinating. You're definitely going to be fascinating. I mean, more cynical, I don't think I care about that. I don't know. I think they just want to pass him off so he gets benefited. Yes! Right. No, I see that. I totally get it. No, I totally get it. Yes. And I do. I'm a little bit jaded in that respect as well, where I think to myself that, yes, that's what they're doing. They're just trying to get through it, get done with it. And then, I think there's a bonus. You're right. The bonus is that they're getting 100 on it, right? But they've gotten it out of the way and they can go do the thing with their friend instead, right? They're making the bad choice. They're making the easy choice. They're not doing the thing. I don't have the quote up that I love. Here's saying, this is a quote I got. See if I can find it, or see if I can make it show up appropriately. That's another thing I try and do. I try and teach the students. I give them like 5 minutes of quotes, like in the beginning of class, and what these quotes mean to me. Let's see if I have it. Do I have it? Yes, I do, but it's probably going to change the color of it so that it's you'll see it. Don't get much done in life if you only work on the days when you feel good, as an example, right? So I do think that people lack the discipline and lack the understanding that the struggle is what makes them stronger. So to them, they're trying to maintain their friendships and and play and do their things. And those are great things. I get it. I love playing video games, right? So tomorrow at some point I'll be playing Gray Zone Warfare. Right? I played it before I got on here a moment ago for about an hour or so. I love playing video games. I always have. But, to me unfortunately you gotta learn how to prioritize and execute, and that's another thing that I tell the students. They gotta prioritize and execute. Prioritize. Because you gotta say to yourself, hey, is it worth it? Me going out to go hang out with my friends? You gotta get the things done. Because the thing is you put things off, and this happens to me. I'm a procrastinator. I'm not perfect. I procrastinate all the time. But if you put the thing off, then someday you finally get to doing it, and now something else comes up that you have to do, right? And you're just screwed. Yes, I understand that too. Yeah, I get that. I definitely get that, Phil. I definitely understand. It's definitely and that's the thing, and that's the reality. So the cool thing is you recognize it, right? Because a lot of people don't even though a lot of people maybe even recognize it, they don't take actions to stop it. So you said to yourself, what am I going to do? I got to prioritize my life. I got to prioritize certain things, and I'm going to prioritize going to uni and doing well in school, because to me, that's, I'll play games later, whatever, because the games don't matter. What are they doing? They're not increasing my, my knowledge base. They're not making me more valuable person, right? As a person, not that there isn't value in games too. There is a little bit. I got to justify it somehow, right? So I'm sure my I don't know, reflexes are a little better. I'm keeping my reflex. But yeah, exactly. 100%. Yes, exactly. Yes, exactly. Right? So put the work in now. You prioritize it. You say, I'm going to do this thing. and I'm not going to do the other thing, right? Yeah, I think that's awesome. That's 100%. Makes 100% sense. I love it. I love it. This. What time is it in Denmark, Rick? I gotta look that up. What time is it in Denmark? Also, 1 to 2 months of Sunday. Yep. Exactly. Yes, you do. Yep. It's 2:14 in the morning over there in Denmark, huh? Yes, it is the same way here too. So right now, actually, they're on holiday. So, and it's almost like more like 3 months here in the States. They don't start until August, the end of August. They'll start up again. So I'm not teaching right now. I'm actually preparing for the classes that I'm going to teach in August, which I sort of already have a ton of content already, but I'm kind of rejiggering it, like I said, because I'm going to do quizzes and stuff. No, that's all good. I'm totally not. Not at all. But here's the reason why I was asking. I actually get up super early and I go to bed. So I go to bed super early. So I will be up at 3:30 in the morning because tomorrow's leg day. So I'll be working out tomorrow. I'll be jumping on the treadmill, or not the treadmill, the spin bike. And then I'll be doing some leg curls and all sorts of stuff. So I try and get my workouts done early in the morning. So I go to bed super early. So it's 8:15 in the evening right now. So I'm actually going to get ready for bed. So I was getting ready to shut down. I was just curious what time it was out there. So I'm definitely not judging it at all. And some people are late. I used to be a night owl. I used to stay up late. But even when I stayed up late, I used to get up early as a kid because I used to play in bands. I used to have hair down here, play guitar, sing, all that good stuff. And so we used to always have to go out at night to go see other bands or promote our band. This is before I turned 28 and figured it out that I wasn't going to become some sort of amazing rock star. Oh my gosh, wow. Yeah, I can imagine. Yeah, your rhythm would run around. And I'm trying to keep mine as regular as I can. So I do try and I'm very good at going to bed at 9 p.m. and I generally fall asleep like that very quickly. Lately I haven't slept that great though. So I've been sleeping a little later than I should be, but I try and get up at 3:30 and end up working back to that because for years I did it religiously. And I want to get back to that. Oh, one of the things that I do, by the way, to make sure that my circadian rhythm stays the same, is I use a happy light. Like they have these lights that shoot out like 10,000 luxes of light, and that you're supposed to look after 20 minutes or something like that after you wake up. 20 minutes of that, but I put it in front of my treadmill or in front of my spin bike in the morning because it's supposed to reset your circadian clock. So if that's something you care about or you want to do, you got to look into that type of thing. But the one I got, I think is specifically called a happy light. So, yeah, totally. That's what you use them for. Yep, seasonal depression. That's the other thing you use them for. Yeah, I use mine to keep my circadian clock normal-ish because supposedly it works. So I don't know. Maybe it does. I don't know. But like I said, I do have to shut down now. It's been great talking to you, Phil. Thanks for stopping by. Thank you so much. I try to get on every night. Again, I'm playing video games. But I'm also going to start trying to stream when I'm working on this school stuff. And part of that is just trying to again, engage the discipline. And also, if I get to talk to people like you who have some neat ideas about some of these things, it helps keep my head, keeps my head on straight. So, yeah, thank you so much. And I will, like I said, I'll be on tomorrow. Sometimes I even stream meditation streams. So, try to meditate too. All right. So I will catch you hopefully. Have a great day. Have a great night. Have a great cake, I guess, is what you're eating. Whatever you're eating at 2 o'clock in the morning. And good luck at uni, and hopefully I'll see you again. Catch you later. See ya. Be safe out there because the world's crazy. Be safe out there. It's getting better, I hope. But it's a little crazy out there right now. See you later.
Limelight, hit 'em and you know I handle pressure. I do what I want, so I'm never saying never. I get what I want, so they call me go-getter. Yeah, I know he does it good, but you know I do it better. So misunderstood, if she wanted then I let her. Everybody knows if I want her then I get her. She gave me that look, yeah, she knows she thinks I'm clever. I don't think I do it good, no, I think I do it great. They would do it if they could, they can't do it so they hate. Everybody wanna look, but nobody wanna play. Stealing eyes like a crook while I put it on display. I don't do it by the book, no, I do my own thing. That's why every single hook got 'em singing like me. And I ain't in any rush, cause I'm finally getting paid. Don't believe in any luck, I believe I'm self-made, yeah. Don't believe in any luck, I believe I'm self-made, yeah. Let's go. Catch me at the top, sipping shots of Patron. I will never stop till the road is my home. I'm about to pop, everybody's gonna know. When the beat drops, they be yelling ho. Girls in crop tops, drop tops at our shows. Mini skirts rock, got us all like whoa. All the pretty ladies lined up front row. Driving me crazy, I just wanna take them home. Got it on lock, yeah, you could call me pro. Parties on the blocks, make sure the girls know. Now it's getting hot up in here, oh no. Think Nelly had it right, better take off all your clothes. Future's looking bright, now I'm finally in the zone. 3 years of my life, I committed to the growth. Soldier boy, tell him #1 ringtone. I'm the reason people texting, cause they're blowing up your phone. I don't think I do it good, no, I think I do it great. They would do it if they could, they can't do it so they hate. Everybody wanna look, but nobody wanna play. Stealing eyes like a crook while I put it on display. I don't do it by the book, no, I do my own thing. That's why every single hook got 'em singing like me. And I ain't in any rush, cause I'm finally getting paid. Don't believe in any luck, I believe I'm self-made, yeah.